Before this video begins, let it be known that this is for a general audience. This can be enjoyed by children and adults alike. Children under the age of 13 can enjoy this video for the Thomas & Friends brand itself, and teens and adults can enjoy this video for its production value and nostalgia. Frankie's Yard, based on the series 14 episode Thomas in Charge, written by Christopher O'Shea.
Evening, Jay, dear. Would you do me a favour and hang me coat downstairs for me? I've got important paperwork.
Topham, dear, it will only take a second. You have to start getting in more shape, anywho.
Please. Railway priorities come first, and I've had enough to worry about with some disgruntled fish traders, overworked workmen, and nosy pest report...
Bertram?
I'm sorry, Jay. It's just... This is the first time this railway was in such crippling financial debt. I'm not sure how I'll keep up with it. Granted, it's not as bad as it could be, but no one will believe that reading the last papers.
So, it's not just those cheap money-hogging tabloids?
Far from it. Look.
Sodor hits the buffers. Famous steam railway on its knees.
Exactly. And now a railway inspector's coming to monitor the railway, and if I mess this up, and miss getting this accident report done, I'll be out of the best job a man could have.
Oh, Bertram, listen to me. Things may seem troublesome, and yes, this was a sudden coming of age. And I don't blame the stress. But in all the time I've known you, you have known how to turn hardships on their head. And if you can't do it on your own, you have a whole railway of people and engines to support you. I can do the paperwork, leaving you to the inspection.
You always knew how to handle a situation, dear. But I can't spend all day with the inspector. After all, there's some paperwork that requires my signature. I'll have my most trustworthy engine give him a tour of each line.
Wonderful idea. Now, I'm sure Toby would do splendidly on the Farquhar line. Edward will certainly have a story or two for the inspection on the Brendam line. And, who shall take charge on the electric line?
I think I know just the engine.
Frankie Raven, at your service.
Frankie is quite an odd engine. She has purple and orange axles, a green body with purple stripes, and 3 orange hearts painted on her left cheek. Some say it's her way of making a bold statement, but others think she looks like a hodgepodge. She's a hard-working engine, who finds herself helping others more than she helps herself. She's a good overall leader and always looks out for others, keeping the line in good working order. Today, however, she would be faced with quite the challenge. It all started late one morning, when she arrived at the shed to find the other engines preparing for their next trains. Sally came in after her.
A railway inspector is coming to inspect our branch line this afternoon.
Obviously, that's what inspectors do.
As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, Anthony, it's very important that we all be on our best behaviour, so try being...
Hold it, pause. With a lot of engines out of action, our usual shunter had to compensate, and without the Fat Controller taking care of other things, who shall be supervising this line?
The Fat Controller said Frankie would do it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she'll be brilliant.
Of course. She will run this line like the Fat Controller never left. Won't you, Frankie?
Yeah, of course, I can do that. I can't do this!
Come on, Frankie. You keep every train running to time. You know how to present yourself to the passengers.
And how to show discipline to our rolling disaster.
That's me.
Yeah, but this is on a railway with pressures from the press to handle some damage from major train wrecks. If I don't get a grip, I could end up one myself. Oh, what to do without Stanton and Harvey? We're lost. Wait, Jake, You're gonna pick up Jack and Elfie, right?
Yes? Well, why?
Do you think they could find a shanty there? I'm sure there are plenty of eager tank engines that will go there for supplies.
I could certainly try.
Oh, thank you.
While Jake was away, Frankie travelled up and down the line, checking every nook and cranny that would affect the inspection. But when she returned to the shunting yard, she was most surprised by what she saw.
Jake, you brought him here?
Sorry, Frankie. All the tank engines were caught up with their own jobs, but Jack offered. I mean, he had some rope ready.
Hello! Oh, this is so exciting! I've never pulled railway
As
trucks.
Jack was pulling some huge aluminium trucks, his backhoe got caught in the metal, and as he shook it off, he tipped the tanker over with a huge dent.
Marvelous. And that's why we don't have road vehicles here, Jake.
I don't know. I've always wanted to see a digger load a coal bunker. Like a
Today,
personal
this is
feeder.
the last day we need this place to be like a circus.
Hey!
Girl, you're overreacting.
I'm not overreacting! Okay, maybe just a little.
Hey, not sure if this is the right time, but if we got a breakdown crane, Jack and us could put that back on track. The crane taking care of the part that Jack could damage further.
Wonderful, Anthony, and I am grateful for your shining moment. Now hop onto it.
And that's what happened. The sides weren't harmed too severely, so they could be put back out of clear view by the rest of the trucks, reorganised by Jake.
I barely even recognise this yard. It's so immaculate.
Me neither. We're not even finished, and it's so...
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh? What do you mean, uh-oh? There shouldn't be any uh-ohs. Uh-oh.
So, this is the place. Pardon me, Green Engine. Is it you who will be taking me along this line?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Good evening, sir. Frankie Raven, representative of Pierre Godward Power and Minimal Company and Branch Line.
I wasn't aware we were given a surname.
We weren't.
Sorry, sir, but you didn't really say that you were coming.
That is the natural order of things, Francine. It helps me see a sight in a more natural way. Now then, shall we begin?
Of course, sir.
Frankie then took the inspector away. The inspection was going well. That is, until Frankie got back to the yard.
What just happened?
Oh, sorry, sir. Inspector, sir. I was getting the last aluminium trucks out of, but I didn't watch where I was going. They just crashed where we made a mess earlier. Oh, please don't send me away.
The inspector evaluated the damage in his head.
So, you made 2 mistakes today. Were you anxious to impress me, young engine?
Yes, sir.
In that case, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. They say subjects of an observation behave differently when they know they're being observed. Does this engine work reliably normally?
Of course, he hasn't changed even though the railway's current climate. He's precise, punctual, and quite pleasant.
I see.
He then turned his back to them and walked away, leaving a lot of questions hanging.
Not much can be said positively about Jake's incident, but he was impressed with the good word Frankie gave him. He said you could learn a lot from him.
Anthony looked away, pretending he hadn't heard. Frankie still felt she let the line down, and the other engines could see it.
If the inspector was convinced about some things being alright, then I'm sure we'd get the support we need to put the railway back on track, shall we say?
That seems unrealistically fortunate.
I don't know, Frankie. I would say that says something about how you're a convincing speaker.
Not to mention how good a leader you are.
And on that note, Frankie had to be content. She was glad to have friends that had such faith in her, and was grateful she probably won't have to do this again for a good long while.
In that episode of Thomas Rewritten, the story was written by Christopher O'Shea and proofread by the Red Engine and the Blue E2, and starred the Blue E2 as Anthony, NBC Metashu as Jack, the Old Yards Van as the Fat Controller, the Chatty Engine as Frankie, Butterfly Coffee as Sally, Shunting Yard Studios as Jake, Steam Attack as the Railway Inspector, Angels and Arachnids as Lady Hat, Christopher O'Shea as the Yard Manager, and Whiskers as the narrator. This has been a Steam Powered Cyborg production. Characters were owned by Rewritten Christopher Audley, Rewritten David Mitten, Hit Entertainment, and Mattel.